Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have for you a material, a preview for a Hands in the Sea game by Phalanx, a game authored by Daniel Berger. What I will do today, I will show you this early version copy of the game, which when shooting this material is like 2 days from beginning its crowdfunding campaign on the Game Fund. Hands in the Sea, first time it was published, I believe, in 2016. Now it will get a new version with Phalanx. This is one of the highest rated war games on the boardgame.com. It's actually in the first 100 when I was checking this lately. Now the game will get, the new look, new graphics, also some tweaks to the rules and to the components. However, all in all, it will be pretty, straightforward reprint, of the previous version, but with some, as I said, tweaks. The cover art is from Neil Johansson, so recently one of the hot graphics and art designers in the hobby. I like it, really, looks really nice, and tells the story of the First Punic War. The First Punic War, of course, was overshadowed by its, Second Punic War, so by its the next war in the series between Rome and Carthage. However, the First Punic War, when you look at the numbers of sailors and soldiers who were recruited and mobilized, when you look at simply enormous effort both states, Carthage and Rome did, is one of the largest wars in the human history. Truly, what they were able to amass, like 30, 50,000 of the troops in one place with the logistics which were available 250 years before Christ, it's amazing. Guys, through most of the medieval times, we as a human beings were not able to catch what they did then, long time ago, over 2,000 years ago. So the setting is there, very exciting game about the battle between Carthage and Rome over Sicily, Corsica and Sardinia. So let's see what do we have in this preview copy, and let's look at the components. We'll get the rulebook, of course. As I said, this is not the final version of the components, so do not draw conclusions yet. In the rulebook, we would have nicely described all the components, the map, the player board, the dice. Of course, just like in the initial version, we'll have the city tokens and the town tokens, with Syracuse being the independent town at the beginning of the game. This will help us with the marking of the fortification. A lot of auxiliary markers, and then cards which actually drive the game. There are campaign cards for Romans, for Carthage, they are neutral. There's a campaign card which is kind of a scoring mechanism during the game. There will be location cards. The red start with Rome, the blue start with Carthage, the green ones are for Corsica and Sardinia, and the yellow ones are for the Sicily. And there will be also strategy cards and some events. The rulebook very nicely, guides you through the setup. So here is the full setup, how the game ends. Maybe you can stop here for a moment. The game can end in 2 ways: automatic victory, or game end condition is triggered and you simply check the points. The automatic victory can be done by simply conquering Rome or Carthage, which is kind of self-explanatory. If there's a difference of 25 VPs between both sides, or if one side controls each and every location in Sicily. Sicily was a key, place of fight between both sides. Game end, it has some triggers, like player has placed over town or city markers, or 10 points worth of town and city tokens taken from the opponent, so on and so forth. And then you check VPs, which are described here. I will not be going into too many details. Then you have a core game concepts, nicely described. Supply being very important. Card symbols, they are also on player 8. Description of the cards, strategy, event, empire, and this campaign sequence. Yes, it is resolved when it's being drawn, yeah. Then we have gameplay overview. What actions do we have? And there's a lot of actions. Yes, settle location, develop location, fortify location, attack a location, and so on and so forth. So there will be a lot of actions which can be done in this game. It's a war game, by the way. You will be able to pillage. This is kind of a tactic which was widely used in ancient times, for example, between Athens and Sparta. And what I'm observing that when we, let's say, modern war gamers, try to play those, ancient games, we underestimate this type of action very often. We want to crush an enemy, we want a battle, we want to conquer. They were not actually fighting like this. Most of the fight were raids. They were raiding the enemy, getting the loot, disrupting their economy, disrupting their manpower, and so on and so forth. So just a side, remark. Even more actions. I don't remember how many, 30 actions, something like this. And then expansion and optional rules. And this is the end. So there's 32 pages in the rulebook, but let's be honest, with all these additional pages with optional rules and explaining of some components, it's like 20 something. Not overly complex game, although very interesting. This is what the player 8 will have on it. It will be, of course, smaller, so it will fit nicely into the box. You have here a sequence of a game. You have the symbols, but you have also explanation of most important actions, and you will, of course, have 2 of such. By the way, I have not said it yet, but the red color in the whole game is for ROM. The blue color is for cartridge. So this is important to remember. Then these are the components we'll have. In the final version, those dice will have colors. 4 will be in blue, 4 will be in red, for cartridge and for the ROM. They are nice wooden die, easy to throw. I like them. Then we have not the buildings, but the markers of the settlements. Sorry to say this. So these are the cities. They will be from resin. This is a plastic, and plastic was actually used for the presentation during the Essen 2024, but the final version will be from resin, and I believe it will be quite nice. So this is the city. The towns are, of course, smaller, but you have more of them. Here, the example of the town. Nice looking. Then, what do we have? What else do we have? Here we have a fortifications, which will be, built around these towns. And here we have a Syracuse. Yeah, this is the Syracuse. And this marks, the fortification around the particular settlement. Then we have all those auxiliary tokens, which marks various things, and it's also money here. Let me just have a look at them. Yep, these are the money. 1, 3. This is a fleet. This is used during the battle. Battle rounds. So all those additional markers, they of course will be of a higher quality in the final version, but it's important to note so you can see what's there included. Then we have cards, and cards are the heart of the game. I have them in the baggies. when I get my final version, I will of course put them into the card holders of Cube for me. Sorry, I simply love their solutions. So we'll have strategy deck, violet cards, yeah. This is cool stuff, and you can see the blue are associated with Carthage, and the red are the Roman. Yep. Then we have event deck, so something to spice up the game and make some unpredictable events. Yeah, you can see it. I would need to check what this dice roll means, but evidently it shows the color of the cartridge and the color of the ROM. I need to read, because that thing I have not read. Corvus, the way to win the war by Romans, you know, they moved simply the land tactics to the sea battles and won that way. Okay, beautiful. And then we have those main decks. I have them a bit shuffled. I have not separated them to the Carthage deck and Roman deck, and then the neutral deck. So this is an example of area cards. So this is green, so this will be for Corsica and for Sardinia. This will be for this is for Sicily. Here we'll have also cards which are inside the deck of Carthage, blue ones, and the red ones are in the deck of the Rome. Nice. And here we should have also, yeah, another part of the cards which goes to the Roman deck. These are the neutral strategy cards, and these are also Carthage. Then we have red. This is starting territories of the Rome. And we should have also starting territories, yes, of Carthago. So you can see them, yeah. Who has which territories. Three more things, guys, which I would like to present to you. So this is a player mat, of course, prototype. This is where you keep your strategy cards, empire deck, draw deck, discard pile, and reserve, where you track the prestige. Here you will have ships. If I remember, the Rome starts with 0, the Carthage starts with 2. Of course, there are 2 of such, because yeah, you have 2 players. And then we have the map. The map, let me show it to you, is completely different what we had in the previous version. It's much more, how to say, darker. Yeah, darker is a good word, but also very elegant. Okay. And it's not overly large. I would need to work on it a bit, but not maybe now. So you can see, this is the map. It immediately show you the territories which are owned by each of the players at the beginning of the game. So the red ones are, owned by Rome. The blue ones are owned by the Carthage. Here we'll have Syracuse, and here we will have the neutral ones. It's city, and this is town. Yeah, so the cities are larger. You will have also the places for the land combat cards. Yeah, here, and there. The legend of the map. Yeah, with size of the territory, where we can get extra victory points, like Syracuse, like Libaneum, like Utica, like Neapolis. Of course, Rome and Carthage are the game changers. You will have also capitals and ports. So capital here, capital here. Other than that, defense bonus supply point. Syracuse, of course, have a defense bonus, and you will have straits and regular roads and rough roads. So two types actually. Yep. What else? Here we have nicely shown where we should keep the event deck, strategic cards, mercenaries, neutral territories. So you keep it there. One person sits here, the other person sits here, yeah, and they will be playing the game. Of course, this is only the preview. This is not the final version, yeah, which will be produced, but it shows very nicely how the game will look like. So guys, I will stop here. I will not be explaining fully the the rules of the game and all the stuff. I just wanted to touch upon basic game mechanics, how to win it, about the game, about the campaign, about the components. I like the game. I know that there is a discussion about the map, a new approach to this for me that looks really elegant and something I would like to definitely try and play. That's all for today. I will also paste the link to the GameFound campaign below this material, and yeah, feel free to use the comment section to share your opinion, to share your comments about this new edition of the game. If you liked this video, do not hesitate to give a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to be always up to date with the content from the Board Games Chronicle. That's all for today. Thank you for being with me, and thanks for watching.